Hello again, and welcome to another Jeff Walker Books discussion. And it is time to talk about The Jungle Planet. That's right. My latest book is coming in April. The pre-order is out now. You can get the book in e-book format or paperback, which is print on demand. So yeah, it's finally coming out. Hooray! I finished the book. I did some minor corrections. So I am ecstatic that it's coming out. This is another book under my belt, and I couldn't be more happy the way it turned out. Now, what is the book about? Well, it's a science fiction thriller about a group of I want to call them oxygen harvesters, which I do call them in the book. They go around into space and they collect air for a company that pretty much filters the air, purifies it even further, and resells it to whoever, the Earth colonies, and they make a big profit on it. So they require a lot of expertise, and so they have this astrobiologist slash botanist woman named Caitlin Driscoll. And she is pretty much at the heart of this story, along with the crew, as they explore this jungle planet, which they've been sent to because it is just all jungle. There is, and it produces its own rich oxygen atmosphere, which they have to harvest. Now, the oxygen is so concentrated that they can't just walk out and be in the atmosphere, because it's you can actually be asphyxiated by too much oxygen. So what they do is they wear environmental suits that can pretty much just filter out, and that's what it does. It pumps and filters, and they can just just walk around in the suits, and it'll keep them safe. So, is it possible to have an oxygen-rich atmosphere on a planet, with plants and stuff like that? Yes, it is. Would it cause it to explode if you ignited it? No. If a plant base is just keeping it cycling out, then no, you can have a perfectly fine oxygen atmosphere with plants. The plants are actually more suited to this environment than a human would be. So, all the factors are set in. They land on this planet, and unfortunately, the planet is saturated in spore and just seeds. Like the like dust almost in like their plant's regenerative process, because this jungle is so massive that it just keeps reproducing itself over and over and over again. So it's layer upon layer and layer about jungle, which is an oddity to them as they land on there and discover this this magnificent world. It's beautiful, and yet it is deadly quiet, because nothing exists there other than the plants, which is odd to all of them. And suffice to say that things don't exactly go according to plan. There's incidents and discoveries, and it's just a roller coaster of a novel. I tried my best to make this as exciting as possible, but also as possible if you came on this world. So I'm hoping everybody enjoys it. Obviously it is not meant for anyone below the age of 18. I just want to stress that, because there are some rather disturbing triggers, I guess you would call them. That's what they're saying in books nowadays. What triggers me, like violence and sex and stuff like that, and all that stuff. And I think it's leaning towards more of a horror. Somebody called it a horror because I had it up on Royal Road. It was my test audience on there, and it's I'm just starting to take it down from there because when this book comes out in April, I want you to buy it. But eventually, I will start to remove the chapters from Royal Road, and I'll just have sample chapters up. And in fact, I may start doing that now because it's just the time is getting closer. April 30th is its release date, and you can still get the ARC book either on Royal Road, or you can go to BookFunnel and find it there. I also have an ARC request on my website. So if you go on my website at jeffwalkerbooks.weebly.com and you go straight directly to the site, you'll see that there's an ARC sign-up form. It'll be there till not much longer, and because there's a time factor for that as well. I think the last time I was going to have it is March 29th. It's the last possible time you can get it. And I think that, I really want to get more feedback for the book, but obviously nobody can put up reviews until the book has been launched. That's just how it goes in for the book release. I've had a few people already interested. Hopefully they've enjoyed it or are enjoying it. I do tend to put this up on the next science fiction contest, the SFS. I keep getting it wrong. The SPSFC. It's already. I've already had one book, The Master Plan, up on that. And when the next contest rolls around, I'll probably try to incorporate this book into their contest. Sure, why not? I'm all for any contest that wants to help promote the selling of independent books. And why not for this one? This one was a long time coming. Not as much, but it got done faster than I thought it would. I didn't think I would get it done for this year, but that's for sure. But I did, and I plowed through it, and I got it done. And that's one book out of my mind that won't be haunting me for the rest of my life. So this book is how I meant to write it. It wasn't meant to be a short story. Like all my stories usually tend to be short at first, but then I always try to expand. And when I start to hone on the characters and the plot, I tend to flesh it out even more. And I thought, I could always try to expand on this. The book did have originally a different way of going about it, but I chose to involve the characters a bit more, and especially the lead character of Caitlin. She has some history with the captain, so they have a little bit of a love interest going on in there. So if anybody's into a little bit of romance, there's a little bit of romance in that. It's not as much as some of my other books have been in the past. I know The Long Lost War had a romance vibe to it, and it was it's great. I don't mind romance, and it's human to have a love interest in a book. So I'm hoping, even in Your Services Required, there was a love interest in that book as well. It's just the human thing to do to connect, and it's good to get both in there so that that both men and women can enjoy the book. And I know some women frown on men trying to create their a woman character and expect all men to just write them as, oh, just do me, and like, no, most men do know how to articulate for a woman, and just as much as a woman articulates for a man. I've seen books where the man character is absolutely not a man. So some women have this idealism of what they want, and men have some idealism of what they want in a woman, and I think that's just indicative of the sexes, really, and trying to understand each other is the way about going about these things. So now that I've got this book out of my way, and it's out, and it's like I said, it's available for pre-order. It's on for 99 cents right now until the 29th of April. And why not grab a copy while it's still cheap? That's just for the ebook. I'm not so much sure for there hasn't been a whole lot of places being linked for the paperback. It's print on demand for paperback. I know it's on Barnes and Noble. If the American audience is interested, you can I think you can reserve a copy of it for Barnes and Noble. But for everywhere else, I think it's just on a waiting until the book launches. I know you can get it on Amazon as well for a pre-order. Amazon hasn't put my book cover on yet. I've asked the printer. I went through Drafted Digital this time around because I find that I'd rather go through them than Amazon itself. But then I did have to go and put Amazon. I did have to put the ebook on Amazon separately because I didn't like the wait time or the lag that was happening, because Amazon has this need to be the authority on ebooks for some reason, which I think is a bit of a cop-out, really. They're making it hard for any other third party trying to get the books in there. They're trying to be the sole exclusive company for all these things. And so I thought, I'll just deny it on Drafted Digital, of the getting it through Amazon that way. They can do the print book through them because that's a totally different thing. And then I just put it on to Amazon. So you can get it on Amazon, the ebook. It's on for 99 cents as well till the 29th of April for pre-order. And I think going wide with it was much better this time around. I'd rather go wide than just be exclusive on Amazon. Amazon is just, I don't know. It's hard to not be involved. I wish there was another company. I wish there was a Canadian company, kind of like this Amazon, and I'd rather prefer to go through a Canadian company, to be honest with you. But there just isn't. There's nothing like a Canadian Amazon other than Amazon in Canada, but it's still Amazon. As a Canadian author, I find myself frustrated that our costs are so high for everything, and that that we're just so limited in competition factor, because here in Canada, there really is no competition per se, because companies keep acquiring each other at no problem. And then there goes your competition, and whereas the States, they're just anybody can start up a business and be a competitor and lower prices, and that's great. Here, for some reason, they don't want to do that. And it's frustrating to me. I don't know the economics of it all, but I'm sure it's just greed, pure on greed. So as much as anybody says that Canada is very socialistic, but there's a lot of companies here that are greedy and want to, just as capitalistic as anything in the States. So, yeah. So the book is out. I've made sure that I've kind of checked it over a few times, and it's up to, let's see here, flipping through it. Yeah, there's 27 chapters. There's an intro and the epilogue, and it's a fairly lengthy novel. I think it's more than your services required was, and that's good because that means that I'm building up my work, and with every novel, I'm getting more and more and more accurate. So that one's done. I am trying to work on Space Rockers, which is next. That's another mining kind of mystery thing, and then I'm kind of all over the place right now. I've got a few other things on Royal Road that are up right now. I'm still working on them chapter by chapter, and then I've got to get back into the Long Lost War, the Mysterious World of Professor Dark and Miss Shadow. And people say, well, how long is that going to take? And it has been a while. I'm not going to lie. Professor Dark and Miss Shadow, the novel has been ongoing for almost 3 years. So I know that most people take 10 years to write a novel. I really don't hope I don't take that long. I do want to get back into Professor Dark and Miss Shadow again. Like I've been saying in my other videos, I wish I hadn't committed to a novel to it. I was taking up on a few people's suggestions, waiting for the full novel to come out. And really, I think what works best for those two characters is shorter books, novellas. And I should have tried to concentrate on a novella for them more so, because I'm halfway through a full-length book. I think I've just been stalling, I think, to finish up that book. That one was more of a horror, mystery, parapsychology kind of thing. And sometimes I get into it, sometimes I don't. It depends on my mood, my thought, and how many stories keep entering my brain and ruining my whole creative process in that. But, I mean, I like writing it. I do have another story idea that I've been working on. So it's kind of hindered that, because now I'm halfway through the book and I've started yet another story of them after this whole event takes place, and I'm like going, wait, you haven't even finished the first book that you're writing. So yeah, it gets a bit much sometimes, but I can't focus on that. I'm focusing on what I can get done. And right now I've finished The Jungle Planet, a science fiction thriller novel. And I hope everybody enjoys it. I hope it's something that entertains as well as gets you a little thrilled by it, like the thriller part of it. I enjoy writing characters more so. And I think the more you write characters, the more you become more skilled at what they're doing. Plot-wise, you have to stay focused. I thought I did. I thought I was like staying focused on what the plot was. So I hope the reviews are good. The one thing I find hard to take sometimes are the reviews that come out of the blue, and the ones that give you the 1-star, 2-star, whatever. I've had very few of those, so I'm very lucky that way. But when they come, they're always the glibest, like, remark that you just sit there and you go, did you even read the book? I doubt that anybody that gives a 1 or 2-star read the book. I don't believe that. I don't believe you've read the book if you've given it that much, and that you come on here and saying how much you hated it, not giving me one detail, not one specific thing that you are talking about. I've had a person come on and say how much they thought it was trash, and that that they said, oh, here's another stupid book about space opera, and I'm just like, well, that's pretty vague. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what part do you not like? If you're going to give me a criticism, be on point. Tell me exactly what you hated in the book, not just a generalization of the book or your own flawed opinion of what you thought of the book would be about, even though knowing you hadn't read it. And that's what it is half the time. We've read the backing, and that's it. And they put on their opinions, and then other people start chiming in, mocking the book, and I don't understand that. Okay, I've written some critiques of books, and I make no bones about that. Some of the Star Wars books I've generally not liked. But I always make it a point to point out where or what the book was failing for me. Well, the High Republic was the characters and the plot. And I made sure I said that in my critique. And I tried to be as articulate as I can for specifics that I hated in the novels. Like, I've critiqued Dennis E. Taylor's books. The latest ones he's been releasing, I like them, but I don't like them, kind of like things. So that's pretty much where I'm at. And I've mentioned the things about his books that I didn't agree with and what I found disappointed me. And it's not to say that I won't ever read any of his stuff again. I would. I mean, despite all that, if there's some books you're not going to like of his, and there's going to be tons of them that you're going to enjoy. I was a little disappointed with his latest sequel book for Outland. Hopefully, he'll see that a lot of fans weren't too happy with that book. I think really he needs to focus on where he wants to take the story. The Singularity Trap was a good book. I just found it not his type of book, though. And I think when he does Bobaverse, that's all anybody knows him for, which is what I'm pretty much afraid of, that people are going to, find me more for one type of book, like if I write a series. That's why I'm afraid of the Massive Planet, that I'm just going to be categorized for that one. Or The Long Lost War, because I want to do a variety of books. I just don't want to do a series. And there's people out there that do series. Great, wonderful, love it. I like one-off books, to be honest with you. And I like standalones. I think there's no problem with standalones. If anything, we should read more standalone books. But getting back on topic, this book I am done with. It's ready to go. I hope you enjoy it. I had some issues with the back text. I didn't see when I thought I corrected it, and then it got launched out, and then I went ooh, and then I tried to correct the backing of it, and so I'm having to slowly find each place that I've uploaded the text to, because I didn't realize that there was an error in one of the punctuation areas. So I'll have to correct that as I go. And that was just an oversight on my part. When you're doing this stuff, you tend to miss sometimes. But it turned out great. I like the look of it. And I hope you go and purchase this book, because this was another love of mine to write. I didn't mind writing this book. And it's just more science fiction that, this is stuff I'd like to read. And that's the whole idea of writing these books. It's stuff that I want to read, and I want to share with you, of like the kind of books that I write that I want to read. And I really hope that you come and give me some feedback. Just leave a comment. If you're listening on AM, if you're listening on Anchor, of my Anchor channel, Spotify, be sure to leave a comment, sure. And if you're on YouTube, and I've put this up on YouTube, leave a comment below. Tell me what you think. Don't be afraid. Give me a like, give me a dislike, whatever you want. But as an author, I need reviews. It's the only way I will understand what you thought, what you thought of my story process. I just need your critique. And don't, if you get a copy, please leave a review. That helps me, and it helps other readers decide. And that's all any author asks, is for a nice review, or, we'll take good, bad, whatever. But as you see, like 1-star or 2-star reviews, with a simple, smug answer is not a review. Give me details, all right? I'm not asking you to go out and give me the best review you can. I'm just saying, read the novel and decide for yourself whether you like it or not. And hey, if you don't like it, don't leave a review for it. That's just that simple. Everybody has their own opinions. I leave reviews because I just want my opinion to be out there as well, but I also want to give factual opinion about specific reasons why I didn't like the book. And then there's parts where I did like the book. So that's why you have comments. That's why you have reviews. That's why you need to communicate with the author. The author is trying to communicate with you as well through their books. So be kind and review. And that's all I really have to say in the matter. So, like I said, The Jungle Planet is out. Science fiction thriller. If you like that, I suggest you go out and you get yourself a 99-cent copy while you can, before it jacks up to the full price. I think I put it at either $6.99 or $8.99. I forget which one. But for right now, it's good. And on to the next book, I guess. So I'll talk to you guys later. And until the next time we have another Jeff Walker Books discussion. Thank you so much. This has been a Jeff Walker's Books discussion. If you like this program, please subscribe. And if you want to read more of his books, The Long Lost War, The Massive Planet, The Mysterious World of Professor Dark and Miss Shadow, please visit his website at jeffwalkerbooks.weebly.com. Please, if you feel the need to review one of his books, he would be ever so grateful that you would. You may go and visit it on Amazon or anywhere else where books are now available.